Very good. Everybody's focusing on cutting the deficit and the budget, which is an important piece of it. There's another piece of the pie, and that's growing the economy. We've got to look at the regulatory climate. You talked about the Weimar Republic at the start of your speech. Look at post-World War II Germany. What was one of the critical factors of the success of rebuilding was the suspension of government regulations. Small businesses are the backbone of this country, and the regulatory climate they live under is ridiculous. It has to change. I believe we have to look at something as radical as the suspension of the vast majority of business regulations, such as the ADA, in order to get the economy really growing. Well, thank you.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. This administration and the Senate is not going to suspend a lot of the regulations. In fact, let me just say, one of the problems we have, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but let me go back just for a second. The cap and trade bill is a bill that controls energy and the exploration of it. And the president wanted the cap and trade bill passed, and we stopped it in the House. They have been trying through regulation to pass cap and trade through the Department of Energy, and that's where we're trying to cut off the funding so that they can't do it. But what it does, in essence, is keep our dependency on Saudi Arabian oil and Middle Eastern oil and Hugo Chavez in Venezuela, his oil. It keeps us dependent on them. We have enough oil shale, we have enough gas, we have enough oil offshore on the continental shelf and in the Anwar to move radically toward any energy independence. The problem is they want to keep the regulations there for the environmental protection people and others. And you're absolutely right. The first thing that needs to be done, the first 2-3 things that need to be done, if we could get the administration changed and get control, is cut regulation, create tax incentives for people to come back, and cut spending. And that's what has happened before to people like Reagan. It doesn't work.
The reason I bring it up, when the Republicans have had control, they have not cut regulations, they have increased. Pardon my skepticism, respectfully.
No, I agree. And that happened during the Bush administration. And I talked to you about Denny Hastert. Denny's a friend of mine. He was the Speaker of the House, the longest speaker in history. But we should have said to the White House, as well as to the other side, we're not going to pass any more regulations or any more taxes or any more spending. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. We increased the deficit by $400-some billion the last year of the Bush administration. It was bad. Not as bad as it is now, but it was bad. So I'm not saying that the Republicans that have been in control are sacrosanct. They've made some horrible decisions. The last time we really had control and made some major changes was 1994 to 1998, and we need to get back